Hello, welcome to an update on where we're up to. This isn't Generico, this is some sort of mad scientist guy who I have not yet named or animated or come up with any other images for for when he moves around. It's just a placeholder, as is most of this stuff, especially the test dummies. Second thing we need to sort out is for the purposes of testing these weapons, we've now got these dummies. You see their numbers rising out for them. That happens every third of a second, so if you can count that up in a very short space of time, you can think, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10 damage, 10 DPS for this double pistol setup. We've also implemented weapon switching in the testing area to allow me to test things a lot easier, basically. So now we can do things like this and go, yeah, it's very interesting. The numbers, how they dance, how they scream, which is quite nice. We've got minigun, you've seen that. This is a trial one. It's like a little turret that will made of eyes. They will stay there for a long period of time. However, if their charge is used up, as you can see, they make fire there. So let's so those two are fired at roughly the same time. That one will disappear. That one will disappear. That one won't for quite a while until somebody comes along and its time will slowly reduce. There we go. So you will have to wait these bad boys out. If someone's, say, lined a corridor with them, you'd be like, oh, it's going to be risky going down there. Better wait it out. Better go somewhere else. We've also implemented a secondary damage effect. So obviously we've got the ow, that hurts. We've also got a where did we go? Slime. Damage over time now. So this will do reduced damage, and it won't destroy the actual bullets themselves or the damaging things themselves. So they will stay there permanently. So they will just tick off, tick, 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 whenever you stood in them. We've had a massive overhaul of this weapon, which I've affectionately called the Gauntlet, whereby previously it was looking for the nearest player and then shooting at it, but that also meant that you were shooting the player who you were, which was really irritating. So for the purposes of simplifying it and also making it uniform across all clients, so if one person fires a bullet, it should behave exactly the same way as if somebody else had fired the bullet from the exact same location, and both clients should see and receive the same sort of information. Obviously, they're only getting information about the bullet when it's created. Everything after that is just mimicking, it's just duplicate behavior. There's no communication between this bullet and the bullet on another person's client other than the fact that it was created. So everything after the fact is to do with them just behaving in exactly the same way every time. I think we might have discussed this briefly when I was talking about the explosions. These fiery balls used to come out in random directions to give it sort of an element of a bit of chaos, but now they form this uniform circle. So this will be the same whether it be on this client or a different person's client. When that rocket hits, which it will do at more or less the same time minus ping, then it will do this exact same thing. So with that in mind, the Gauntlet has had a bit of an overhaul. So now it has no elements of randomness. It will do the same thing every time. Just pick up its health. Woohoo! So when you fire a bullet, this one, it explodes, and then it becomes more, and it becomes more, and it becomes more, until finally, after the third wave, it slowly fades away. Each successive wave is slower than the previous one, so you can shoot that one, and then the second one will actually overtake the first, because the other one slowed down, and you're faster than the bullet. And each successive wave also deals less damage. So a bullet there did barely anything, whereas that one does 10. They do, I think it's 2 each. Yeah, must be, or 1.5 possibly. Yeah, so I thought it was quite cool, and that's also going to be very good for defensive things, and also for people that aren't very good at aiming. So it's good at a distance, because you can fire off 3 waves like that, and then you've got 3 waves of bullets, which are very hard to dodge. And then if I just come down here, you can see I've hit all 4 of these players just by standing in a good place. And then I've run into my own bullet. Whereas up front damage is higher, but it's single target. So one person, if they were getting up in your face, they were a tank, then they would absorb that, and their team would be fine. Which for some tanks, obviously, you can see here the target dummies have got 100 health. It would take me ages to kill one of these, by which point I'd be dead. So it's much better for standing at a distance and just sort of really, oh my god, this guy is really irritating. Look at these waves of blue stuff. Just whop, whop, whop. Just taking all of our health off. This is something I've no idea how to implement in multiplayer. Because it's based off a sprite rather than a line. I just really like it. The bazooka, seen. Now see how much damage that does. So, about 20 damage, depending on how close you are to it. We've got a bow, which does nothing but shoots myself, because of the way I've put it. The new weapon, which is the flask, hence the scientist. This is the guy I was trialing it out for. He's got one tucked under his arm. He's also got the main one, which is the gun. As you can see, the gun behaves differently to the actual player sprite because it follows the cursor and changes depth based on where it's looking. And this one is based on distance. So if you throw it all the way over there, then it will go short range, and over here it will be a long range. I'll just show that. Boop, boop. And that will smash. See little shards of glass flying off there. And that will leave this sort of cloud of miasma or whatever it is that will do some pretty serious damage. But obviously it's going to require greater skill because it's based on range. It dissipates, it explodes, so it can be cleared with fire. So if you say you're like, aha, I've defended this. Oh no, it's all gone. And then you've got to reload and stuff. And obviously if you're quite close, you're gonna. I'm not sure if you just damage yourself. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you should heal the scientist because he loves it. All things that are fluid. So yeah, I just thought I'd cover off all the different weapons that I'm trialing out, how I'm thinking about implementing them in the multiplayer, and the various behaviours. Potentially not including Fire Guy, even though that was and is my favourite. So yeah, if you've got any ideas for weapons that are based on bullets that do the same thing every time, but are unique in their own special way, then leave them in a comment below, or keep it to yourself and use it in your own game. I don't mind. You do what you want. You do you. But yeah, if you've got any questions, leave them below. Happy to answer anything like that. Cheers.